Hello everybody, welcome to, this isn't really a tutorial, it's more like a showcase of something I really want you guys to see. Now I bought a plugin that I think was one of the best purchases I've ever made. If you've ever had writer's block, or at least a musical composer's version of it, this may help you quite a lot. Now let's just bring it up here, Plugin Boutiques, Scalar 2. There we go. We'll get into the other variant later. You'll see this. Now, it starts off with felt piano. We have all of these options: piano, synth, guitar, orchestra, hybrid, bass. See what the choir sounds like. It's loading up right there. Not bad. Let's go to electric piano. Grand piano, soft piano. So let's get right into it here. We have keyboard, and we have guitar. It'll show us the chords, and we can change that from degrees to intervals. But to actually see something, we're going to have to bring up some chords here. So we have scales. We have all notes. We can change the notes. We can change all types of scales. We have the minor scale. We just click that, and there it is. We can click play. And it will play through it. We have triads, sevenths, ninths. We can affect the chord however much we want. I mean, not chord, the scale. Voicings, voicings 2, voicings 3, variations, modulation, etc. Every single scale you can do whatever you please with. But moving on, at all these. Moving on, we have songs. Let's say you're feeling like rock, or pop rock, or Latin, metal, JK pop, gospel, whatever. There's chill. Let's chill 2. So this is chill 2. Let's have a listen. You can see it's showing us the guitar chords being used for this. Let's try chill 4. So let's say we like chill 4. We'll just highlight them all by clicking and dragging and bring them down here. And now the cool thing I wanted to show you from guitar is Chord Charts on. Now it will show us how to play these chords on guitar using tabs, which I thought was really cool and useful for anyone, you know, having a guitar and getting into music. Let's go back to keyboard view here. Close this. So we have our chord progression we want to use. Chill 4. They also have a section for artists. David Carbone, Chorus King, CC Rogers, Carl Cox, MG The Future, Leon Switch, Opo Lopo. I don't even know any of these people. Okay, let's try MJ Cole here. MJ Cole progression 2. And here it is. So if you would like to use some chord progressions inspired by artists, here they are, and there's some community stuff here. And then I think this is user stuff. Yeah, this is your stuff. You can make your own progressions. So we're good here. We have edit. You can also edit from right here. This will change the octaves. Want this one to be lower? Want that one to be higher? You can do that. The main thing I use is timings. Duration is the main thing I use here. Changes how long the chords will be played. Much longer, and then it'll go shorter, etc. These are just to change the inversions of the chords. You can play around with those however you like. Performances, I think, are for live performances. I don't really mess with that. It's not my thing. Now let's move on to chord. All right, this is our circle of fifths. For anyone that knows music theory, see A minor. Circle of fifths chords for A minor, E minor, B minor, C minor. Chord suggestions, it will suggest chords for you. And then pad. I don't use this. I don't use a pad or whatever. This is for modulation. Let's say we're starting in A minor scale and we want it to go to E. And it would suggest us this chord progression, see suggested modulation pathway, to go to E major from A minor. So we would put this, like this. So we would grab our A minor, right? And it says this is our transition. So in pattern 2, we'll grab this, transition into this, secondary. We can grab this and go to pattern 3. Now let's have a listen. Go to pattern 2. And then we've successfully moved from A minor to E major. Now, of course, there are some things you can't do, like going completely across the circle without transitioning first. But let's say you have a chord progression and you want to move around the scale here. You can just click on one of these and it will tell you how to do that instead of trying to experiment. And you can change the destination scale down here. There's a lot of different options. We can go over this forever. Triads, sevenths, ninths, 11ths, 13ths, etc., progression, model interchange. Let's get into the cool stuff here. Performance. So now it'll perform this using our chords. We have performances, basic performance, adagio, espressivo. Let's have a listen. It's going a little fast, isn't it? So we just go timings and double the play time so we can properly hear the performance. Oops, open that back up. Oh, clicking too fast here. Times 2. Times 2. Let's have a listen now. Now let's say you like that and you want to put it into your MIDI program. It's very simple. You just click drag and drag it. And there it is. Now let's play it. You're going to hear it sounds wrong. Have a listen. Right, that is not what we dragged in. That's because we have performance on still. Now every single note is restarting the performance, so it sounds terrible. So let's turn performance off because our performance is already said and done here. Have a listen. Very nice and easy, isn't it? Now let's move on to keys lock. I don't really use. Scale notes only, scale notes mapped, scale white keys, chord notes. That's for just locking certain keys in, certain keys out. It's like using a masking tool in Photoshop. Voice grouping I use, and humanize I use. So let's have a listen with voice grouping. Oh, forgot to turn this on. Let's turn it off. Just changes the grouping as it says. And there's humanize, is a very useful tool. Humanize will randomize or slightly alter the velocity, timing, or both, or quantization or swing. Let's click both. Have a listen. It's a very subtle, small difference. The velocity and timings will change slightly, but it'll give it a bit more of a human element. So let's drag this. There. They're virtually similar, but some of the timings and velocities are different. Ah, see, I forgot to turn performance off again. Listen now. Now, this plugin has so much packed into it, it's kind of difficult to get everything to you concisely, but I'm trying. Let's see what else we can do here. What else do I want to get into? Oh, yes. This audio, sometimes if the playback is wrong, it's because this audio section needs to be turned off, because your MIDI might be interfering with it. So if you have issues and you're not using MIDI, just turn that off. Now, where else could we go here? I think I've showed you pretty much everything. There's some stuff, of course, you will have to tinker with. because there's just so many options. There's Midi Capture, now recording MIDI. If you have a MIDI controller, you could just play notes and it'll record them there. We're not going to do that right now. We're just going to stop. Find incoming MIDI notes to chord triggers. This is all MIDI. I don't want to worry about that right now. I want to assume that you guys don't have MIDI controllers to be as inclusive as possible. Just using a mouse here. What we can do now, I guess, is go over a lot of their performances we have here. Let's try Adagio, some random one here. And then Moderato. Vivace, I think that is. Right. And you can just click and drag any of these that you like, right? Pick any instrument here you like. Let's try acoustic guitar. Phrases? There's so many options. Right, now let's go to rhythms. Substantial electric guitar. Now, the electric guitar doesn't sound amazing to me. My favorite guitar here is the acoustic one. Really nice. When you use it with the proper thing. Bass. Bass performances. Really going in. Melodies. Melody has a lot since there's different colors, motifs, riffs, themes. Let's try a riff. Riff G. What's that like? Wonder how that sounds with a piano. Grand piano? Many different options. Sequences. And sequences. Let's hear that with an actual synth instrument. Celestial Existence, Detroit, Distance, Dream On, Ethereal Wonders. Let's hear that. Yeah, that's not meant for fast notes. Square Saw? Wide Pad? Let's try this, a wide pluck. See, there's so many different things we can do here. Try strummed sequences. That might be good for a guitar, right? Maybe if you had a chord progression with a bit more, flavor, it'd be a little less basic. Fast 6. Yeah, we have a very basic A minor chord progression. But again, you have all your artists here, and then you have all of these song feels. So you can get a different feel, or you can get a different artist, or you can get a very basic scale and modify it how you wish. Then you can upload it to your user section here. And in the gear section here, you have all of these options you can change. Preferences, session. I mostly just use the import and export stuff here. I don't really bother with all this. It's a little too in-depth for me. View size, customizations, help page, etc., etc. So basically, if you have writer's block, if you have a problem, and you don't know what to do, this may point you in the right direction or give you some inspiration. You can look at chord progressions from artists. You can import the chord progression you're stuck on, go to Modulation, put it up here, and it'll tell you what to do to get to where you want to be. It's extremely useful. And then there's all of these performances and options you can change, all with their own different subcategories. But before we move on here, I wanted to show you something. Replace this plugin with Scalar Audio 2. Alright, so we have Scalar Audio 2. It's the same thing, but one addition. It allows us to, let's put in a mini grand piano. Might take a second to load since there's a lot inside this. That red bar going. There we go. Drag that after scalar audio. Scalar audio lets us use any plugin we want. And the scalar will affect the plugin itself. All right, so let's say we have a really nice plugin we like, and we want to have Scalar's tools to help us modify it. So let's just get a performance going here. Melody motif E. I don't know how that sounds, but let's get a chill 4. Drag it in here. And let's just change the timings to be a little longer because 1 times is a little short for me. Just to show you an example. Let's just turn these on just because. And we'll drag it in. Now we should be done with this here. Oh, turn off perform, don't forget. Drag it in here. So this is our performance. It is using our grand piano to play this. So let's change it to atmospheric soft. See? Chamber. Ballad. Stretched. So I could put any plugin I want here, and Scalar's tools will make it a million times easier for me to figure something out or progress or get past a roadblock or whatever. So let's put in contact. All right. Let's strings. Sustained, see how that goes. Press spiccato. Like, you could see how useful this can be. It opens so many doors for you. Now, I don't know what else I could go over here for you, but I may have missed something. I might realize later, like, ah, damn, I missed it. But I think I've gone over everything I wanted to go over. There's so many different things in here that, I don't know. I think it's just amazing. You can get it at Plugin Boutique. It's very cheap. I got it for like $60, $70 as part of a bundle. And it was well worth it. They could easily charge more for it, in my opinion. It's just that good. So I'll probably put a link to it down below. This isn't sponsored at all. I just thought that you guys might appreciate it. It's helped me out, so I figure it might as well help you guys out. I'll leave links down below or put something in the description if I missed something, and I hope you guys found some helpful tips out of this. Maybe it'll put you in the right direction. I know it's not free, and I usually like to showcase free things, but it's just too good not to showcase. Anyway, I'll stop before I ramble on. See you guys next time. Have a good one, and have fun. Bye-bye.